And hello, good morning, everybody. This is Denise Carew, your Ascension mentor, and welcome to my channel. I know I just did a video, but last night I had a very, what would you call a prophetic dream. And if you follow my channel and you've watched my channel a couple of years ago when I was doing interviews when I had people like Allison Coe and Jason Quitt and L.A. Marzulli, Marina Jacobi, and Chris Kaler on my channel, that's when I had my first dream. And then I had another dream about maybe 3 weeks ago. Anyways, I wanted to talk about this very interesting dream that I had last night, and how it is, what it has to do with this 5D Ascension Gate that I believe that we are entering into. And I think a lot of us have already been saying that, but I'm going to break this dream down, and you're going to find it very interesting, the signs that are in this dream. But I just wanted to say that the last dream I had, it's back in the archives of my video. It was an ascension dream, and we were in a store, a grocery store. I was in the local grocery store, and here comes this huge wave, and the color was like a rose color wave, and all the people were freaking out, except for me. So, I'm doing my way shower starseed thing. Oh, it's okay, it's just ascension, we're all gonna be fine, and um, yeah, I might link that dream. I don't know, in the description. I'll see. But then the last dream I had was a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I dreamt twice that night that I saw the 11:11, and I knew the significance of that. But seeing it in my dream, I dreamt it twice the same night, and I see 11:11 all the time. We call it the Ascension Gate. I guess you could call it. It has a lot of meanings, but everybody has a little bit, different meaning for them. And I know many of us are seeing 144. I see 144. I see 441. I see 111. I see all of those all the time. And yesterday, I must have seen that 4 times, 5 times. But anyways, getting into this 5D Ascension Gate and this dream, and how this dream just was so real to me. And let me back up a little bit. Um, if you watch my last video, you know that I really want everybody to build a spiral wheel, or doing some kind of a spiral wheel and working in it. And that's what I did. I built a spiral wheel, last week, and I've been working in it. And it's a 30-foot spiral wheel. And when I work in the spiral wheel, we know that spiral is cosmic energy. The word Kundalini it means spiral or coil. So it is that rising knowledge, the rising consciousness. And so I work in my wheel with that intention, but also spreading out that rainbow, the rainbow energy. The ascension energy, rainbow is the same colors as your chakras, and you're working up through your chakras. And as you're working up through your chakras, or it doesn't start from the bottom to the top, it's just working with all of them, and creating this, consciousness, heightened level of consciousness and frequency. And so I've been doing that in my wheel, and I've also been working with the intention of increasing and developing all my clairs. Your clairsentience, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your claircognizance, and all of that. And so last night, my dream, it's very interesting. So oh, okay, here we go. So in my dream, we're outside, and I'm not really sure if it's dusk or dawn, but in Colorado, we have the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises, and the sky is pale blue with hues of rose and oranges and pinks, and you know, kind of reminds me of the rainbow a little bit. And so there's a whole bunch of us, and we're outside, and we're looking at the sky. Next thing I notice is the moon. It's a full moon, but the moon is the color of what came to mind to me right away in the dream was a crystal, the bismuth crystal. Now I'm going to go through all the signs at the end of my dream, because these are all very important for us. And so we're watching this moon and we're going, look at this moon. I mean, it's amazing. And it was almost like the moon was ignited. It was like it was getting ready to take off. And that's exactly what it did. The moon just took off like a huge giant starship. But we knew it was the moon. It was ginormous. And it almost at first looked like it was going to hit us, but it did not. It went by us. And the moon, it went by us, and everybody started freaking out. The moon, we lost the moon. Oh my gosh. And, you know, and I remember one fella standing next to me, and he goes, don't panic. He says, we have 2 days. And he says, we have 2 days before, you know, this effect of not having the moon will play on us. So we have 2 days to act. And so we're like, okay, all right. And next thing you know, we're in this conference room, and there's tables of computers all over the place, and everybody's there, but nobody can use their computers. They're trying to use their computers, and nobody can use them. And so they just closed their, and I was mad. I was freaking out. I was crying because I couldn't find my computer. So I'm still trying to figure out the significance of that. It's maybe because the computer shut down. I don't know. And we couldn't use them. And so we go back outside because there's all this commotion back outside, and I look up and I see 3 starships. One was kind of hidden behind the trees, but 2 I saw specifically. And the one that I saw was like, it was like 3 ring. How do I explain it? It was like, it was 3 sections. This was like a 3-tiered cake. It looked like a 3-tiered cake, but each tier was a little bit smaller as you got to the top. And it was a little bit like this in the air. It was weird. It wasn't just like this. It was like that. And then there was another one that was like more like a big log-shaped thing. It was long, maybe like, you know, I don't know. But just a big, long, oblong looking thing, huge, just huge. They're just huge. But the one off in the trees was really strange because it was looking like it looked like it was sending rays down and hitting people. And so a lot of people were freaking out. And so the couple of people, the people that I was with, we were like, oh, maybe we better take cover. And the guy was like, no, don't worry. That ship is not hurting anybody. And I'm like, okay. And then I soon realized, oh, what's happening is the ships are coming in, and they're taking their people back home. They're taking the starseeds back home who want to go home. And, you know, it's like, oh, they're taking them off planet. They're taking us off planet because a lot of people are freaking out because the moon is gone. The earth is just going to tilt off its axis, and catastrophes everywhere. And so that's what I was getting during the dream. But what's really strange is because none of my family members were around me. And I knew this was Ascension. It was happening. And none of my family members were with me. And I felt that very, very strange. But I also realized that we all have our own journey. We're all here for our own purpose, and we're all doing our own thing at that point in time. So, you know, they were going through their own process, and so they were with me. So, but what's really strange, we started talking about healing. Oh, we're going to get our healing. And the one woman with me, I mean, she pulls up her shirt and pulls down her pants, and she shows me her bruises and this big, huge scar. And she says, I can't wait. I just had this surgery, and I can't wait to receive my healing. We're all going to receive healing. And so I just thought that it was just a really, I mean, the dream just seemed like, well, past, present, and future, everything happens at the same time. So I felt like I was actually in that. It was really, really happening, you guys. And so I woke up, and it was like something said, look at the clock, look at the clock, look at the clock. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, well, it's pretty dark. I think it's really late yet. And I looked at the clock, and it said 411. And then as soon as I looked at the clock and I saw 411, I heard the word backwards. And, oh, okay, so it's 144, 144,000. So that was one of the signs there, 144,000. And then the full moon was another sign. Okay, so we're looking at the moon. The moon was full when it left. And so I looked at, okay, so, and the guy, okay, so full moon, 144. And then the guy said, we have 2 days. 2 days after the moon leaves to worry about what cataclysm or what might happen. And I'm not, I wasn't going to get all caught up into that. But so 2 days was another sign. And in 2 days, it is going to be the last supermoon. April or May 7th is going to be our last supermoon. And this is the flower moon. And this moon is significant. Full moons are always, we're taking something out, we're leaving something that we don't want, that doesn't serve us anymore. And it's all about endings. And then the new beginning is coming, but it's all about the endings. And it was like, it is done. It is done. And so, it is done. We're in that time now. And the symbology of the color of the moon was, for me, it was a crystal, the bismuth. And so bismuth is stone of transformation, adapting to changes, aiding us. The crystal aids us in transcendence, but the crystal also helps us through this transformation and transcendence in a calm and assured way. So it's telling us, be calm, it's happening. And so the mantra for this full moon is, I am complete, which I also found that very interesting. So the signs are 144,000, 2 days. So this will happen in 2 days. From today is May 7th, the full moon. Full moon is endings. It is done. New beginnings. And then the color of the moon was the bismuth, transcendence, transformation. I mean, all of that. And then healing was very huge aspect of this dream. So all these healings that are going to happen. And so I had to figure out, well, okay, so what's going to happen? What would happen if there was no moon? I mean, the moon just suddenly left. What would happen? Well, it wouldn't happen right away. It would be, surfers, I'm sorry, you surfers, surfing would suck because the tides would not be the same as they are. We wouldn't have these high tides. We'd just be a little tide. But they said that it will change our climate, and it will affect the seasons. We won't have the seasons. And one part, the night sky will be a whole lot brighter, but the seasons, it will greatly affect the seasons. And then one part of the earth will have months and months of heat and sun, and then the other part of the earth will have nothing but darkness. And so this would really affect our growing season. it would really affect the algorithms of the animals who are connected to our earth. It would affect birth, rebirth. I mean, it would just totally mess that up. Women with their moon times, you know, the menstruation, women's menstruation coincide with the phases of the moon. It would greatly affect that. So it would be a change, and of course it would make the earth wobble more. There would be more wobbling, and it would tilt the earth a little bit more on its axis more than it already is. So all of these changes would be gradual. Um, it wouldn't be happening like right away, but it would be a gradual change, probably not for the good, because the earth, that 3D earth would of course not be the same as it was before. And so I found that really, really interesting. So we have the moon coming up in 2 days, and it is the last supermoon, and then we start going into the eclipses. But I think this whole dream, like I said, is significant of this gate opening, this event gate, this the Ascension Gate. So this moon is very significant, and um, I just just found it very, very, very interesting that again here, and I sleep at night on a earthing sheet, so I am connected to the earth all the time when I sleep, and you know, all the technology is unplugged in the house. Um, you know, and I'm a vegan, so you know, I don't do any of that stuff. So I've been really, you know, for a long time working on this ascension process. So, you know, I just had to tell you about this dream, and I'm just wondering if you guys are getting any dreams now. And because everybody's saying we're getting closer, we're getting closer, we're getting closer, we're getting closer. And, you know, 2 years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm over watching everybody else. I'm over because everybody's just saying the same thing. Oh, it's here, it's coming. You know, 2 years, it was supposed to happen in March. And the next year was supposed to happen in March again, and it just hasn't. And people are still saying, you know, so I really kind of stepped away from the inventors and those people who are constantly saying it's here, because I felt like I needed to do my work. And I think that's one of the messages here, is that everybody has to do their work, people. um, you know, listening to everybody else is great, because for me, it was confirmation. For me, I got this, I'm going to see what everybody else is getting. And I have no idea what everybody else is saying about the symbology of this full moon that's coming up. I haven't looked. I just wanted to see, look up again bismuth, and what would happen, you know, with no moon. So I just think in 2 days, or if you're looking at this video after the last May full moon, it just means that the moon is not going to go away, and if it does, I'll be dipped in shit. But anyways, it's just another huge sign for us that we are stepping into that next phase. We are stepping into that, and things are happening, and that gate is opening. And so guys, get out there and build your spiral wheels, I tell you, because you know, when you're working with the spiral, what is it doing? It's the same as throwing that rock in the pond. It's going to keep, you know, energy doesn't just stay like this, it moves out. And so when I work with mine, I'm always working multidimensionally, and so it's affecting everybody. And so that's what I had to say for today. Pretty interesting times, guys. So get out and get your work, do your work, so you start seeing this stuff, and you know, you can tell us what you're seeing, and what you're feeling, and what your dreams have been. So we will talk to you soon.